They should have killed your brother. They should have killed your daughter. You would talk about your daughter. I'm killing my money, man. You should understand, Jazzy. Boy.
One of the most disturbing things to me about this case is the fact that somebody was hiding and protecting this guy. Somebody was hiding and protecting somebody like this. If a person like this can do what he did to his own daughter, why would you think that it's okay to hide and protect or help somebody like this to evade law enforcement? You know, before I even start this video, when I saw that he was captured yesterday, I said, Jamaica Constabulary Force, this is a message to you. Of all the shootouts that you have had, and names have been put in the news where you said you went to an address, you were fired upon, you returned fire, and suspect was killed, and a gun was found, you could have done that with this one. He did not deserve to be brought in. Now, hear me out. All the other cases where I'm asking for some video footage, some kind of proof or something that this person actually fired upon you guys and you returned fire and he ended up dead, this is different. In this case right here, we knew this is a clear-cut case of he did this. And we're going to get into the details. And may I remind or may I warn everybody beforehand that the details are grimy. So if you don't want to get into the details, then exit stage left now. Okay, so we covered this story throughout the week, right? And I was flabbergasted to realize that a father could actually do stuff like this to his own child. First news broke, it said the teen body was found in a refrigerator in the back of her house, and the refrigerator was burnt out, and the body was burnt beyond recognition. But the body was suspected to be this teenage girl, Shantina Sergeant, because she had been missing for a couple of days. Well, let me give you the headline and the story out of Jamaica and then the follow-up to the father now being in custody. Juliet Eunice, who is the stepmother or the father's girlfriend who used to live at the house, who moved out. She had been haunted by suspicions for a while that this 13-year-old, who she calls her former stepdaughter, was in danger. Now, before you go saying, okay, so if she was haunted for a while, why didn't she tell the police? She did all that. She said that she tried to raise an alarm, even went to the police station multiple times, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. Now, in Clarendon, Jamaica, that teenager is dead. Her partially decomposed body was found inside of a burnt-out refrigerator behind her home in a place called Belliston. This is the same area that I grew up in. It's a quiet, rural community, and it is now gripped with fear and disbelief. These things don't happen in this area. This is far out, and the people are traumatized. So, in addition to seeing things that made her uncomfortable, she said, Eunice said that she spoke with the child who told her certain things that made her even more uncomfortable. What those things were was that her father was having or trying to have relations with her. And the stepmom, who was in an abusive relationship with the father because he apparently used to beat on her, she was there for years. She decided this right here was too much because the daughter did not live with them before And now the daughter had come to live with them. She was seeing things that made her uncomfortable. And when she confirmed it with the 13-year-old, she decided it was time for her to go. She said that she visited the Spaldings police station last month to report the matter, but she was told to return with the child. Go get the picnic and bring the picnic come back. However, when she told the teenager accompany her to the police station later that afternoon, she said, "I go down at police station later and come and report it already." And the police said, "If you bring you come back with me, you come." And the teenager said, "I'm not going to the police station." For whatever reason, she was fearful of going to report it to the police. Maybe she thought nothing would come of it, and then her father would probably kill her anyways, having found out that she went to lodge a report to the police station. Or maybe she's thinking they would take her away, put her in state custody. And we have heard horror stories out of Jamaica of children in state custody, especially girls, and what has been done to them. So, I mean, she is between a rock and a hard place, right? Eunice, the stepmom, said that she last saw the 13-year-old Shantina on that Wednesday afternoon. And she recalled how she was loving and caring, and she loved upon her little brother because the stepmom has a child by Shantina's father, the guy who was on the run. That little boy is her brother, or what we call half brother, because they share the same father but different mothers. However, still her brother. So the stepmom says she saw her. It was Wednesday afternoon. It was after school. She hugged up her little brother. She was so loving to him. She said on Friday, she inquired of the child's father, Lawerence Marcus Sergeant, who is her former lover that she had moved out from. Is the teen okay? Something was bothering her spirit, so she saw her father 2 days after she last saw her. And she asked him, "Shantina, okay?" And she said, "Me asked him, how she not come home from school yet? But me never see him call her." So she said she went ahead and called the little girl herself, and no answer was coming from her phone, right? Me asked him, how come she not come home from school yet? So me start call her, and me not get no answer from her. Later that evening, she said, "Marcus called me and said me must follow him, go to the police station, and him want to go up there to make a report." She said she followed him to the police station, and that's when he made a report, which surprised her that the daughter is missing. Remember, the last time the stepmother saw her was Wednesday. This is Friday that the stepfather or the father of the daughter is saying, "Come with me to the police station to go make this report." I don't know why he needed her to go to the police station with him to report that his daughter had been missing for 2 days now. And it's very suspicious that he waited 2 days to report her missing, a child who never goes anywhere. The stepmom said then, "McCall Marcus." And he said, okay, so that afternoon, the father filed a missing person report at the police station claiming that he had not seen or heard from his daughter. 3 days more after that now, so it's 5 days gone now. On Monday of the next week, Eunice said that she got a heartbreaking phone call. Somebody in the area close to the house gave her a phone call and said, "Eunice, a bare fly swarming that house. Lots of flies." Could you imagine so many flies swarming a house that you're passing on the streets and you see it and it's noticeable because they're buzzing? I said this on our live video that the flies that come for a cadaver or a dead body, I don't know if you ever seen like a dog or a donkey carcass or a horse dead carcass. Have you ever seen the flies rise up out of it? They're big. They're huge. They're not the regular flies that you see, and they buzz hard, like bzzz. So you could imagine a lot of them in a group buzzing. It's enough for someone passing on the street to see it. So they called her and they said flies swarmed the house. She said when she got that phone call from a neighbor who said flies were swarming the house, she called Marcus, who's the father of the young girl, Shantina. She called him and she said, Marcus, why so much fly a swarm your yard? And she said in her Jamaican patois, him say him don't know. He does not know. Maybe it's because it's a bed that he just burnt up in the backyard, or it's a refrigerator that he has outside. Now, burning a bed would cause flames, fire, smoke. Flies would not come for that. The refrigerator, maybe if it has old food in it and you put it out in the heat in the backyard and the food is spoiling, flies would come for it, but not at that magnitude. So she called him, she asked him why so much flies swarm in the house. He gave her an excuse. Right when they said that he took the bed out the house and burnt it in the backyard, I already knew what time it was. So moments later, this is the stepmother's account. Moments later, she said she got a call from the police. After that, a couple hours later, after the neighbors alerted her about the flies, she got a call from the police now who said that a body had been found on the premises and it was inside of a burnt out refrigerator. She said, Jesus Christ. Yesterday, the stench of rotting flesh permeated the air of this laid-back community. Just a few feet away lay the charred bed base and other debris. This area is quiet. It's on a dirt track community, and it has been thrown into disbelief. The people can't believe that this is what happened. You know, the crazy thing about this is neighbors even gave their accounts of what they saw. One person says, "Me never see any smoke or nothing. I can't believe something like this happened here. Like when he burned up the fridge and burned up the bed, nobody saw any smoke." He must have burnt them in the middle of the night when everybody is sleeping. Another resident said that they last saw the teenager alive a few days ago and they noticed how she had become withdrawn. She's usually a jovial person past everybody. One man said, an older man in the community said, she would never pass you and not say good evening or hi. And when they saw her, she looked like she was just drawn into herself. Things were happening to this young teen at that house, and she was grappling with how to deal with these sadistic things that were happening to her at the hands of her father. One man said, "Me see her stand up, and she looked down at the yard. It's like she wonder if she could go down there or not. So by the time me go inside and me come back out, she gone." Another one said, "Friday, me see the father, and he was carrying a fridge. And me even joke to him. Me joke with him, you know. And me ask him if he might move out of the community. Look at joke me around." They said that they saw the father carrying the fridge on his back, yo. The same refrigerator that she was found burnt out in. A man carrying a refrigerator on his back. And he asked him, "Where you going with the fridge?" After he said he wasn't moving out. "Where you going with the fridge?" Him say he's taking the fridge into town to get the fridge fixed because the fridge stopped working. He said, all right, but thought that was kind of weird, but okay. And apparently he made a beeline, went back to the house with the fridge. I'm wondering if he was taking the fridge with the little girl in the fridge. I'm wondering if she was dismembered before she was placed in the fridge. Either way, the fridge was burnt out in the backyard. That's how the police found it, and her body was in it. According to the stepmother's account, the body was burnt to a skeletal. Only her bones remained, is how she described it. Eunice, the stepmother, said, "Him call me, you know. Him call me and say him want to talk to the baby." This is after the police went and did not find him at the house, and the police put out a report. and said they're looking for him and he has a certain amount of time to turn himself in because they believe he can help them to solve this case. Because based on 1 + 1 = 2, the stepmom then came back and said while he was on the run, the police was looking for him. This was a few days later. She said he called her phone. He called her phone and asked could he talk to the little boy that they have together, because they have a son together, which is about 3 or 4 years old. And she asked him and she said, so the police are looking for you, right? Police are looking for you. And he said, no, she said first she asked him, what happened? What happened, Jesus Christ? What happened at the house? And he said, no worry yourself, man. Nobody send up your blood pressure, is what he said to her, which was weird. Don't bother worry yourself, man. Don't bother send up your blood pressure, And she was like, but what happened? He explained to her that he went through his daughter's phone. Y'all listen to this part. He went through his teenage daughter's phone and he found the boy in it. Her having conversations with a boy in her phone, like she might have liked a boy that is her age. And it flipped him, sent him over the edge. The stepmom said she asked them, she said, okay, so what? If she have a little boy in her phone that she talking to, like, that's your daughter. Because she sensed the way how he responded was kind of like a man being jealous of his woman talking to another man. And she was like, but that's your daughter, bro. What? You jealous of your daughter talking to a boy? And that's when, he was like, let me talk to the little boy real quick. So she told the police that he called, but she did not know where he was at. And then, of course, he went on the run. But before he told her, I'm not turning myself in. They're going to have to catch me or kill me, but me not turning myself because I don't have anybody to bail me. And he didn't turn himself in. He kept on the run. And the police, shout out to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, whenever they do a good job, we have to commend them. The police stayed hot on his trail and they trailed him to a place where they eventually arrested him. So today's news is that out of Jamaica is that the father of the slain teen, Shantina Sergeant, was arrested in Old Harbor. So from the Baileyston to Old Harbor is quite a distance. He was obviously on the run. He obviously knew the police was looking for him. He obviously made up his mind to not get caught or to not turn himself in to the law. It is also obvious what he did. There will be no forensic evidence on that bed, but you can only imagine what went on that bed that he felt the need to burn the bed after doing what he did to this young girl. Lawerence Sergeant, the father of the 13-year-old murder victim, Shantina Sergeant, has been nabbed. He is in police custody, according to Jamaica Police. He was reportedly captured by police in Old Harbor, St. Catherine on Friday between 3:30 and 4 p.m. as the police, using intelligence information they had gotten, tracked him to that area, surrounded him, and arrested him. His arrest follows Tuesday's statement by the police naming him as a person of interest in relation to the murder of his daughter. Her charred remains were found on Monday under a zinc and beside the burnt-out refrigerator in the back of the family's home. One report said her body was found in the refrigerator, burnt out. Another said it was found under a zinc next to the burnt out refrigerator. Don't know why he burnt the refrigerator, but she was burnt beyond recognition. The refrigerator was, and there was a bed that was also burnt down to the frame. Mattress gone. You know when you have a mattress that got springs in it? Only the springs were seen. and the base of the bed, like the metal parts of the frame of the bed, were seen. Again, it's crazy that somebody would think it was okay to give this person shelter, to help him to hide. If this was my brother, from the same mother, same father, if this was my own son, I would be afraid of even taking him into my house. Because if he did that to his own daughter, something is definitely wrong with him mentally. And I'm not saying that to make an excuse for what he did. I'm saying no sane individual would do that. Not crazy as in sick in the head, needs medication, but crazy, sick in the head as in needs to be locked away from society, criminally sadistic kind of person. And that's what that father is. I am glad he is in custody, but like I started this video out saying, Jamaica Constabulary Force, this is one of them where if you said he was killed in confrontation with the police and a gun was found in his possession, I would have applauded. I would have applauded. But you know what? That little girl is dead. She's gone. No more suffering. But his hell is just now beginning. We'll stay close to this story. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And I'm telling y'all have kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews, friends, children. Be a good human being and watch out for them children. And as soon as you see something funny, say something, because there are predators out here and they come in all shapes, forms, sizes, professions, positions, all that. Teachers, lawyers, friends, family friends, aunties, uncles, doctors, pastor, nurse, you name it. So you have to protect the children. I'm sorry that this little girl was failed in a major way, because when the stepmom went over to the police station and reported what she suspected after she spoke to the little girl and told the police, the little girl confirmed it, they should have went straight to that house. They should have went straight to that house. But they didn't. They waited days and days and days, and then she went missing. They probably could have saved her life. When she did not show up to school for all those days, somebody should have been notified in law enforcement or in the school to go to the address of that child. You can't reach her parents and she's not showing up and you're noticing spotted behaviors. Send somebody to the house to do a wellness check on these children. So Shantina's passing, if we use this right, because we can't change what happened, but we can change what could happen in the future. So if we use this right in Jamaica, what they could do, learning from this, is to implement a system into the school system in Jamaica where a student is absent from attendance, a wellness check is done on that student's home that day, or that student's parent is contacted that day. If you contact the parents and no reply, then you send an officer to that house. We can save more children. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.